All right, hey guys. So I've decided to start trying something a little bit different, and I thought, hey, you know what? It might be a good idea to just try and start streaming. I was thinking that I might be able to make myself a little more accountable in my work if I don't know. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm wasting a lot of time, so if I just force myself to set my phone aside, actually using it as a camera, I will probably be able to focus a little bit better and get a little bit more done. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of editing. I might jump into some 3D work later on, depending on how productive I feel like being on a Friday night. But a little bit of a backstory here. One of my class projects, we had to shoot a music video. Granted, with zero budget, you can't expect to make something too magical, but here in West Lafayette, Indiana, there's a little bit of an indie music scene. I mean, as you would expect on any college campus, there's a lot of scenes. So we were able to get with a pretty cool group called Breeding Filth. Definitely check their stuff out on Bandcamp if you're into death metal. Personally, I am not, but that didn't stop me from giving it a listen and just meeting some pretty cool guys. So they're very talented. Manny Kazas. He is a wonderful singer. Yeah, like I said, it is a niche thing to kind of get into, but they are really good at what they do. So definitely check them out on Bandcamp. I actually wrapped this music video up back in November. I turned it in and got 100% as we expected. I mean, it was a really solid job, but it wasn't to the liking of the band, and unfortunately, I've just been too busy with keeping up on other school tasks. I didn't get a chance to revisit it, but I really wanted to do them a solid and finish it to a status that they would be comfortable sharing out online. So that's what I'm going to try and do up today and clean it up. By no means am I a decent editor, to be completely honest. I didn't do much of the editing on this project. I did a lot more of the producing and shooting, is kind of just setting up the set and doing some of the lighting as well as just helping shoot the footage. But I did want to go in here and make a couple tweaks. I got some feedback, so let's go ahead and just open up this project and see what it looks like after not touching it for a few months. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right in. Um, I'm a big fan of the Creative Cloud suite, as expensive as it is, and I just hate paying things monthly and not necessarily owning them, but it's sort of my go-to suite. It works well on Mac and Windows. There's not really a comparable suite on Linux, unfortunately. I've tried using stuff like the video sequence editor in Blender. It just not up to snuff comparatively. But we're gonna kind of come in here and scrub through. This might not even be the right project. That'd be a little bit embarrassing. We might have to listen to me go. Better turn the audio down as well. We might have to listen to me go try and find another project. Or find the right project, I should say. So let's go over here into audio and just let the workspace load up. Alright. Oh, you know what? It's still going through and importing the media, so I'm going to have to give it a hot second. Alright. Yeah. This is nice. That's kind of funny. You start talking up the software that you're using, and then it just kind of stops working. But I guess that's life. This was definitely a fun project for me to work on, I would say. Got to experience a few new things, and like I said, just work with some pretty cool guys. The biggest challenge for me was doing a little bit of the editing, and I had a really good friend and group partner who kind of held my hand in setting up some multicam stuff and doing basic edits. But like I said, he really spearheaded this. The biggest problem that we were going through and shooting our footage, and most of the band members, with the exception of the lead singer, got, I would say, 3 takes. We probably spent 5 hours running through one song. It was actually kind of entertaining. So we wanted to get this really dramatic look, and I feel like we accomplished that pretty well. We did go a little bit overboard, and that's wherein the problem lies. The singer, all of his solo shots, he's bathed in black, and that's kind of cool for a few shots, but kind of not fair when you think about every other group member getting featured pretty well, but then you have the singer who's bathed in black. I don't even really see his face. You really just see a silhouette. So I'm going to go through and pull together some more of the group footage and just dig around and see what I can find. Hopefully, I have enough footage to actually make that edit and get this finished up. Because like I said, this has been on the back burner. Oh, goodness me. All right. Yeah, thanks, Adobe. Well, this is wonderful. Let's go back to all panels, see if I can get it to respond. All right. Looks like it is eating up all my memory for certain. Taking a hot minute to do its thing. Thanks, Adobe. No, I appreciate that. Okay, see. So we're just not getting the audio panel to load up. All right. Then we're going to quit. Yeah, no. All right, let's try this again. Open up a different project. I'm not even really sure kind of what all is in here. So I guess this might be the oh boy, that is wonderful. Time to locate some media. So it is thinking that, oh, what the hell? Okay, so Adobe doesn't get to have that split screen feature. Then we're going to come back into here. So it's thinking, let's see, scored up. Synced, done. Looks like it's missing a number of the GoPro shots. Boy, this is definitely going to be the boring part. What the hell? It's right there. Process 13 out of 14 clips. That is the one that it cannot find. Okay. Chances are I probably don't have that one either. Don't I feel stupid? Huh. Yeah, we only had one shot of the lead singer. We got 3 of the drummer. Yeah, after spending about an hour and a half setting up and just kind of waiting for the band to show up, we didn't really want to try and do 1,000 takes of everybody. So I guess we're just going to have to offline that and see what particular shot that is that it is complaining about. So let's go ahead and... No, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, we did have to spend a little bit of time getting everything synced. That's probably the biggest role that I played. This is fun because I don't know where the actual edit is. Doing captured everything. I don't even think that I have the finished. We did get some pretty good B-roll. So I guess we're going to get to go through and see what the heck is going on. Well, you'd think one would be more prepared for what is their first stream, but no. No preparation for me. Oh, but that's a multicam setup. So let's dive into the multicam, which is offline. Yeah, this is kind of the part that was frustrating for him. So I would really like to get in my audio and turn it down so no one has to freaking deal with that, but it's just deciding that it doesn't want to work right now. No big deal. Let's kind of pop out of here and turn down my desktop audio just a little bit more. That's still pretty loud in my ears, which is why yeah. All the clipping too. Yeah, there's not, that's the thing about some of this intense music is you're just not gonna get, okay, don't, you're just, this genre of music is very, very loud. There we go. That's better. Turn this up a little bit more. I actually didn't find myself warming up to this song by the end of it, but let's get out of the editing panel. Let's go back to assembly because this is starting to window spaces assembly load and do its thing. Let's go back to the program view. This isn't even the actual edits. I think this is the actual edit. Interesting. All right, let's just zoom out and let it play. No. I also have no... Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. Got it. No, this makes sense. So this is the parts... this is our A roll, is all this is. So ideally, I can... Nice if I could find that final edit. Gonna go ahead and close these. So we've got a few bins. We're gonna have to go through and look at comps. Huh. I don't even know where the edit for this is. Got a bin for slow-mo. Although that's also B-roll, that's not really slow-mo. That's funny. Don't need that. Huh. This is a little bit frustrating. I thought I had it all. Honestly, I may not have the files. We might end up switching to doing texture work in Redshift, I guess. Well, texture work doesn't happen in Redshift. What happens in Redshift is all my rendering. So let's go into the fall folder and see what I've got. Okay, well, I have the final files. I'm really not trying to edit video that's already been edited because you're talking about compressing it multiple times. This is another project that I worked on. Huh. Shoot. Oops. Not those. This is actually the exact same folder. All right, well, looks like I cannot find the relevant files. Doesn't that suck? So we're gonna go and do some Houdini work instead. I love this movie. Good movie. Check it out sometime. So I guess I better... Oops. Lol. That's not what I want. Cisco AnyConnect. Secure Mobility Client. I do not own a Houdini license, and the third-party, or not the third-party, the Apprentice version doesn't allow third-party licenses, so I just connect to my school's license server. So we're going to go in here, and we're going to get working on some stuff. Well, since we're doing a bit of a change in gears here, The backstory behind what I'm working on here, I was chilling in Discord on a server that I have a lot of fun being on, which is really cool people. Loads of good artists, mostly 2D, almost exclusively 2D. There's a few people who do 3D work on there, whether it's digital or actual like constructing stuff. And someone posted a really cool image. I never did not talk to said person about sharing their image, so I'm not going to actually show it because it's not mine. But I thought, hey, let's go and do try and make a 3D scene out of it. Modeling and lighting this was incredibly easy, to be honest. Just taking advantage of random noises and doing things procedurally to get this, rocky look. I mean, it worked out well, coupled with rocks generally being kind of random. You can afford to just manipulate noises to get them to look the way that you want. This is going to take a nice hot minute. I left off doing the water as I was just frustrated with the textures and couldn't get things to look right, but I realized that part of my problem is also the models themselves are very broken. They've got the noise generators that displace them too much in certain areas, and the meshes themselves weren't, like the base meshes weren't of the best quality to begin with. So we have to go in and fuse some vertices together that are just causing a lot of problems. Now, I'll just hit escape here because I don't really need to finish. We don't care about the water stuff yet because that's not what I'm going to focus on today. Ooh, that's incredibly bright. Yeah, see, there's a whole host of like broken things here. So we're going to turn off the particle fluid. And yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This leads to some pretty ugly results. So if we go ahead and look through an IPR camera and just, oops, look it to view and go ahead and just kind of move it over to here. We can actually start the IPR, and let me tell you, the results are less than pretty. The results are very, very gross. So we're just going to come into here, actually, to my out. This is the right IPR, and we're just going to open IPR. That'll take a hot second. Now, my computer's not the best in the world, and since this is a GPU renderer, I would like to apologize in advance for any stutters. My GPU isn't doing the encoding, but granted, it is still the display driver and has to go through all that. This is also going to complain about a license. My educational license is not on this machine. I actually have that on a different machine in one of the labs. So you'll have to pardon the big redshift watermarks everywhere. But hey, it's better than pirating, I suppose. So if we get really, really close, we see a lot wrong. There's some UV warping there. These normals are just disgusting looking. Some things are actually displaced a little bit too much, so my texture may not be high enough resolution. I think that it is. I thought it was at 4K. Also dubious of this color, which does stem from the lighting. So there's going to be a number of tweaks that need to go on, but I thought, hey, you know what? Before we go and do some of those tweaks, let's get our models up and looking good first.